Hello everybody, today is the 29th of December and we're going to tell Pain story. This Pain story changed a lot of people's life and shed light into what's something happened to our life and how we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So are you ready? Let's get started, okay? What is it? It's a pen. What do we use the pen for? To write. Now there is a dog inside the room. I'm gonna wait this info at the top. What does the dog do? The dog probably will sleep when they go to the shade. Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct, the dog or the human? The answer is both correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, and for the human, this one is a pen to rate. The dog is correct in the dog world, the human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are correct. Now, let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So we'll put this thing on the table, and then both the dog and I will walk out. So inside the room, there be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? It is still a panel and chewing toy. Or it becomes almost nothing, and the answer is still called this one as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition. As we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life. Just like you should Michael Roach apply the emptiness into his business. I was able to build a business with a revenue of $250 million a year. He's also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is it so magical? Let's go back to the pension, okay? So this thing only on the table where there's no human, no dog, nothing to interact with. It can back to true self, we call the emptiness. So the emptiness is basically emptiness is not blackness, darkness, or no feeling, no thinking. It's just a self, but it doesn't interact with anyone. So each of us, we all have emptiness, which is our sorrow when we don't interact with anyone, right? And because in reality, we always interact with someone or something, right? So we always have that potential becoming something or someone to that person or that place. So for me to do this thing, so about this story. So this thing is currently on the table where there's no human, no doctor, almost nothing more, it has the emptiness. But then as soon as I go back into the room and I look at this becomes something tangible. When the dog comes back to the room and the dog looks at this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I come back to the room at the very same time, we both look at this at the very same time, what does this thing becomes? It becomes two things, a pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing when it doesn't interact with anyone or anything, it come back to true self, we call it the emptiness. But because it has the emptiness, it also has the potential to become anything or anyone. So that is our second lesson. Along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. Now I see this as a pain. So does this pain coming from me or does this pain coming from the thing itself? This pain is actually this thing is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if the thing is the pen seven, the job by anything in this entire universe, we have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind. And everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now we all agree that this pen is coming from my mind, right? So when I change my mind, I'm going to believe this one become a diamond, okay? So please play with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eyes. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? They all see it inside our mind that the ancient wisdom call has come up. When we see something, the sit inside on the problem open up and cover this and made us see it for what had been planted earlier into our mind. So who planted those sit into our mind first place? Only you can plant the sit into your mind, only I can plant the sit into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways that are virtual action that helps especially to other people. So for instance, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I do this palm open up and both me and my friend will see it. I just don't even know The company's leader want to see this and recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen has been planted into my mind, and then it pop up and then it pop up open up and come with this and made me see it for what had been planted all into my mind, which is a pen. And this is how a pen become a pen, and the things around us become what who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over 4 different lessons. The first lesson being both correct. So we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. The second lesson is, along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential of everyone or everything around you, and trust the potential of whatever happened to you. And the third lesson is everything is actually coming from the citizens at our mind. So be 100% responsible to whatever happened to you. Don't blame anyone because in the end, we are the only one who can plant the seed into our mind. And the fourth lesson is how to incorporate those lessons into our life to manifest or create our dream life in a very certain way. So first, we have to know what we really want, right? Using our second lesson, the emptiness and the potential. And then we apply lesson number 3, which is we start planting those seeds into our mind using our word or rational of people. So for instance, if you want to have a happiness, then we plan the happiness seed. This is our word or action or thoughts to other people, helping other people to be happier. If we want to have prosperity, then we use our word or action or thought to other people, helping other people to be more prosperous. And just like that, whatever we want, we make sure that we use our word or action to other people, helping other people to get that very same seed. And the reason that and with that, and with that, the seed that we planted one day, a sprout have become a tree, and we're gonna harvest a plant, and we're gonna harvest that very same seed that we planted earlier. So, the lesson that I would like to share with you all today is that this morning when I get up and come to work, when I walk to work, when I was walking to work, I actually was having I would feel where the loving feel is that I feel that I'm very fortunate to have such a wonderful in-laws, and I I love them so much, and I really appreciate them for all their love, all their care, and all their devotion to our families. And I think it's all coming from the fact that we all we all really cherish our relationship. We all try to build that relationship, try to be kind and be caring to one another. And that's how this relationship becomes something very beautiful. And I really appreciate that. And I hope and I I hope and I will trying to get that, try to do that, to keep cherishing that very invaluable relationship. So thank you everyone for listening to me today. Thank you everyone for accompanying me in this 2000-day journey. And if I may share with you the pen story, my lesson is something good. I would like to dedicate that to my Jones family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my clients, to my neighbors, or to any living things in this world and the other world, with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much for listening to me today. Oh, by the way, I heard that um a friend my father friend my friend's father was just not just his cancers coming back and see about head. So I wish I dedicated all the some of the good day will come to him, and that helped him to relieve from the pain or any suffering that he is suffering. So thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. Bye bye.